We have Peter Rudd, the Director of Mining and Resources for Balnave Capital Group, joining us for more analysis. Peter, so some big headlines this morning. Canada rejecting this bid from BHP Billiton. Now, when you saw the news crossing the ticker, were you surprised by it?
The government there, the local government, had said back in October that it was against the bid by BHP Billiton. So from that point of view, it's no surprise, although a number of other authorities in Canada had said that it was OK. So that was something that caught the market, I'd suggest, off guard.
OK, so $40 billion, that was the bid that BHP put in for potash. What does this mean for BHP? They have 30 days to appeal this decision. Do you think they will?
I would suggest they would, yes. They've still got that bid on the table and they see no reason why it shouldn't still stand. And I guess only events will transpire to see what does occur. But they're still as keen as ever to make the takeover and would be doing all they can to ensure that it does happen.
Now, Peter, did this deal make sense for BHP? They were trying to get into the fertilizer business, a big price tag, $40 billion. If they did buy up potash, did that make sense to you?
It's sensible as far as diversification of the group is concerned. It gives them involvement in a mining activity, but it's one that isn't a metal or a commodity as such. It's one that's used, as you'd be aware, as a fertiliser. So that diversifies their sources of income, although it can still build on their expertise of underground mining to extract the potash.
Now, even if BHP does appeal this decision, do you think they'll actually get the nod from the federal government? I think the federal government was concerned that Saskatchewan will lose jobs and $3 billion in tax revenue over 10 years.
Yes, the Saskatchewan government has said that it'd be the order of, I think, $500 to $700 million a year in tax that would be foregone. And they also stated that they were concerned about a Canadian asset moving out of the control of Canadians.
But what I'm asking you, Peter, if they couldn't get this bid through, what makes you think that if they appeal within 30 days, they'll get another shot at trying to buy up potash and get a nod from the government?
Well, it would be based on whatever the particular arguments are that are put forward. As to the likelihood of that succeeding, it's difficult to ascertain. But I would think BHP Billiton isn't just going to stop there. They're going to try and exhaust all opportunities that they can to ensure that the bid, as far as they're concerned, does go through.
Yeah, but wouldn't they have to, I guess, adjust this bid somehow? What sort of changes do you think BHP might have to make in order to try to get this deal approved by Canada's federal government?
Well, I think the price, as the market's been reflected in Potash Corporation, that $130 that they've been offering doesn't look like that'll need changing. But perhaps some assurances in terms of management. Already BHP has stated that they'll keep the Canadian team there. But there might be more reassurances along those lines as far as the Canadian authorities are concerned to protect the interests of that country and its particular resource.
Yeah, Peter, let me just get your thoughts on the reaction of BHP's share price right now. BHP is rallying at this point, up 3% in Australian trade. It seems that investors think that them not being able to buy up potash was probably good for the company.
I think that the market's moving quite well because of increasing commodity prices, and BHP's part of that. It's taking a neutral view here, I'd suggest, as to whether the bid's successful or not. There will be some debt associated if the acquisition does go through, but if not, BHP still has a huge growth opportunity. Series of events that are going to occur, both as far as brownfields expansions and new grassroots operations come on stream.
OK, what about expansion, Peter? You know, BHP has a lot of cash on hand. They've been making $1 billion bids for companies. Who do you think they might go after next?
They'd still have, I think, in their sights a number of companies, maybe more on the traditional mining side. But also, yes, they've got a number of expansion opportunities from projects that they're already involved in. And they'd be looking closely at those, particularly on the iron ore side and copper, both of which are looking quite attractive as far as price is concerned.
OK, Peter, Thank you for joining us on this Thursday morning. Good talking to you. Peter Rudd of Balnave Capital.